my first movie.
Right.
So I was pretty terrified. We were out on a country road, and it was just like the crew, the Farrelly brothers directing, and then Jim Carrey, who was blowing up, and Jeff Daniels, who had been, nominated for Oscars. And so here was I from Canada, who didn't even know what the Super Bowl really was. And now I'm out in this road.
Is this movie for the Super Bowl, too?
Yeah, right. But I'm there shooting, and I'm a little terrified. I've never done anything,
Hadn't even been on a set.
Well, I'd done the commercials, but that was it. I
Gotcha.
never had to memorize lines, really, or anything like
With
that.
movie
or
stars.
do a scene, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it was pretty intimidating. And so I had my lines down, and then we did about, 3 takes right from the script. I was too scared to do anything else. And then the Farrellys, Peter came up to me, goes, Harland, do it the Harland way now. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, do the Harland thing. And I'm like, the Harland thing? He goes, yeah, do it your own way. And I said, okay. And as soon as he said that, I was like, here we go.
You got excited?
I got excited.
Nervous, though, too, to be like...
I was nervous, but I was also like, here we go. I'm like, I'm going to rip the lid off of this thing. And so I just, we did the scene, and I used the script as a framework, but I just started adding and improvising. And, the first time I did it, I cracked Jim and Jeff up. And
my God.
Then they had me do it like 3-4 more times like that. And I could hear the crew laughing, and I could hear, it was just like magic. And so I was just able to like just make stuff up in the moment.
Pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
Yeah. That.
You somehow have the funniest...
Wait, that was improvised?
Huh?
Pumpkin pie haircutted freak?
Yeah, that came from... Is that, you like that one?
We used to say it nonstop. We'd say...
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The people that didn't even have that haircut. Just
You'll
because
be
it was...
amazed where that came from. So when I was a kid up at our cottage, we had a cottage up in northern Ontario. In the summer, we'd go there. And we had a book of what's it called? Not fairy tales, but...
limericks.
Not limericks, but folk tales or whatever,
Yeah.
like Mother Goose and stuff like that. And there was the story about the Peter Pumpkin pie eater, and he'd sit in the corner and stick in his thumb and pull out a plum.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Oh, yeah. Peter Pie Kid or something.
Yeah. So there was there was
that's
this book with that
that's-
story, right? The Peter Pumpkin pie eater or whatever. Peter
Yeah,
Pumpkin Eater.
fuck
That's
yeah.
what she said. And this book had illustrations in it. And one of the illustrations for the pie one was this little fat kid with a haircut that went right across, like Jim's bangs in something in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And so as I was improvising, I looked at his bangs, and that thing from my childhood popped into my head, that illustration of the kid eating the pie, the pumpkin pie. So I just said, give me that booze, you little pumpkin pie haircutted freak. And it was based off that stupid illustration I saw when I was a little boy of this kid in a corner with a pie at his feet.
Oh, my God.
And were you supposed to drink the beer to begin with, or did you improvise that too?
No, I was supposed to drink the
Okay,
beer,
cool.
but what they didn't lose it because they left it in. But
No, I meant just Jim, like, did he
no, after we cut, they were howling. But then the beer scene with the funny noise, like the dolphin noise,
Yes.
that was based on the. I'd done a bunch of takes, and then I had done stand up for the Farrellys. They came to see me at the Laugh Factory here in Hollywood before we shot.
Wow.
And they saw me do stand up, and I used to do this bit when Whitney Houston was popping, and she did that movie The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
She did that song I Will Always Love You, and there was a point in the song where she said, I will always love you, and her voice kept going higher and higher and higher. And I used to do a bit like, what if her voice went so high she started doing a whale call, like it just went, I will love you, and then I'd be like and the Farrellys, so we'd done all these takes, and they said, do it again, and this time do the whale noise. And I go, what do you mean? They go, do the whale noise in the take. And I go, where? Well, they go, we don't know. And I said, okay. So then
Thanks for the direction.
I just thought, what if the guy like drank this bottle and it was piss, and And piss no one drinks piss. So I thought, what if it caused a weird chemical reaction when it hit the enzymes of a human's mouth? And it was just like, it was like, it caused your face to have like an involuntary like spasm and make that noise. So that's where I put it in.
Oh my God.
And that's where they left it. And it was just, somehow it worked. I couldn't believe it.
Iconic. Did you know as you're doing it, you're like,
no.
Is this just so silly? Like, all
dude,
right.
I was in that movie for, I think, 2-3 minutes at the most, if that. And I just thought I'd be blown by. I thought I'd be forgotten.
Because they're powerhouses and it's them the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
So
I thought it was like a throwaway scene. But then I remember the first time it ever happened, I was down at the Beverly Center. I can see it right out this window. And I remember the movie had been out for about 6 weeks, and I was walking to my car on the sidewalk on La Cienega, and this crowd of like probably 12-year-old schoolboys were walking down the sidewalk, like probably about 12 of them. And I was just minding my business, and all of a sudden they swarmed around me, and they go, "Are you the guy, you're the cop with the making the?" And I was like, well, how do you know that? And then that was the first time I realized, like, and they were quoting the lines and stuff, and I went,
"That's awesome.
How weird is that?" You know?
Did you ever get like anyone that was like serving you at a restaurant and be like, "Hey"? Psst.
Oh yeah, I was at a fancy restaurant in Montreal once. Steak, lobster, and I was walking through it. I had a nice meal, expensive, and I was walking. As I was walking across the restaurant to leave, some lady goes, "Hey, piss drinker!" like, great. So it has its ups and its downs.
Did you do it? Did you do the noise back to it?
No, I was just humiliated.
That's one of their famous dishes, actually, at that restaurant.
Can I get another piss drinker?